All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is January 22nd, and this is the first live stream event for this channel. Thought I would switch it up and do something new. Bear with me. It's my first time actually live streaming on this channel and still getting used to what's going on here. But I wanted to take a quick look at some technical analysis of what's going on here in the market. I want to talk about Bitcoin, I want to talk about XRP, and I want to talk about Litecoin. And there's a number of things that I'm seeing here in the market. The question really that we want to approach is what's going on? Is Bitcoin done with its correcting? Is it going to head for the moon now? What's going on with XRP? Is XRP going to head down or is it going to head up? And what do we see in the charts that give us any indication? AC 1023. I haven't looked into HBSR yet, or HBAR. I actually saw a chart just a couple of days ago, but I don't know what it is, honestly. I'll have to look into it. But good question. I'll definitely look into that. So looking at this Bitcoin chart here, we're looking at it, Bitcoin against the US dollar, and we're looking at it on the daily. This is a daily chart, and there's a number of things I'm seeing. First of all, if you notice this, this trend line here and this trend line. So when I do technical analysis for me, I like to keep it simple. So what I look at are trend lines, and then I look at support and resistance. And then I just look at RSI and MACD, and if I can put those few things together, along with some volume, we can kind of get a sense of what's happening in the market. So first of all, we see that from a macro sense, we're bullish. I mean, this trend line down here, this bottom trend line, if we just were above this trend line, if we just stayed here between this trend line and this trend line, we're still bullish. Right? So that's bullish. Breaking above this trend line is bullish. But we started to create a new trend line up here, and this is kind of what I might call a parabolic trend line that goes way up, and that's what took us all the way up here to 42. You see we came down and touched down on this parabolic trend line a couple times. So we kind of sat on it for a little while, broke up way above it, came down and tested it a couple times. And just yesterday, we broke beneath it. And so the question was, were we going to break beneath this trend line here and then back into this channel here? If so, we were looking at a correction of coming down to maybe about $22,000, $23,000, depending on at what point we touch this line before we turn around and break out again. Or were we just going to poke beneath this trend line? And it looks like we just kind of wicked down beneath that trend line and then bounced back up above it. And now we're still above it. So we'll either come back down to test this trend line and maybe bounce around between these two before we bounce up and out again, or we'll have another stab at breaking down beneath this trend line and coming down into this space here. Okay. Okay, I don't know how I did that. Oh, there it is. No. What did I do? That was the weirdest thing in the world. Oh, I just got rid of my, somehow I got rid of my indicators. Let's see if I can check out this RSI again. Oh, that's not the one I was looking at. I was looking at, oh, they're back. Okay, that was strange. Okay, let's get rid of this. See, this is the stuff I edit out when I when I post the videos. Rick G, I'm just using TradingView. Oh, my live stream software, is that what you asked me? What program I'm using for live stream? I'm using OBS Studio. And this is tradingview.com. By the way, you can follow me on TradingView at the Cryptogenic 1, I think is my TradingView name. The Cryptogenic 1, no spaces in between, and it's the number 1. Yeah, so the question is, are we going to stay above this trend line or are we going to pop back down here? Looking at this chart, my immediate answer is that I think we're going to pop back down underneath this trend line. I think we're going to take another stab at going down. And the reason I think that's the case is that even though the price action is moving up in a bullish progression, we've got bearish divergence, because if you look at this RSI here, we're showing higher highs in the price action but lower lows in the RSI. Higher lows in the price action but lower lows in the RSI. And then second, in the RSI. Why am I looking at another RSI down here? Once again, stuff that I would edit out if I were making this video. MACD. I want to see the MACDs again. And I'll show you in a second that the MACDs are bearish on the daily. Yep. So we got bearish MACDs. We've got bearish divergence in the RSI. We got higher lows in the price action, but lower lows in the RSI. And we've got bearish action in the MACDs. And so you put those three things together. In the short term, we're bearish. So in the long term, it's bullish. But in the short term, it's bearish. And so to me, that indicates that we're probably going to take another stab at breaking down beneath this line right here. Do I personally think it will dip to 22K? I think that's possible. I don't know if it'll go all the way down to this line, but it possibly will come down and try to test this line. It might do what we saw it do. Oops. It might do. So if you remember, I showed you yesterday in my video, this is XRP USD. And I showed you in my video yesterday, I laid some trend lines out here. And what I showed you was that there's this support and resistance area down here at about 22.5 cents for XRP. So actually, when I saw that it was breaking down, or saw that it was possibly breaking down, on my trades, I set a tight stop loss over here at 26 cents. And then I set a buy order at 22 cents with another stop loss around 20 cents, and then another buy order down here at 17 cents. And you see this wick here, if I can zoom in on this a little bit, tried to make it down there, but couldn't make it all the way down there. So we're going to talk about this candle right here in a second. But what we saw with this kind of candle is where it's a long, it's called a hammer candle, and you've got a long wick. It's a green candle with a long bottom wick. It's a reversal pattern. It means, yes, the bears had their moment, but there was enough buying pressure moving up to kind of pull us out of that. Yeah, so going back here to Bitcoin, this is the 4 hour. What was I looking at the 4 hour? Yeah, so just looking at the daily here on Bitcoin. That's the main thing I wanted you to see, is this bearish divergence. The RSI is going down. So the RSI, this is the market pressure. It's going down. It's making lower lows. But then the price action's going up. That's bearish divergence. And then the MACDs are moving down as well. So that indicates to us that the chances are, it's not a 100% guarantee, although bearish and bullish divergence are they're pretty good indicators, pretty reliable indicators. So my guess is that we're moving down beneath this line. I really have a lot of hopes for Litecoin this year, and I've been looking at it. A lot of people have given up on Litecoin, but there was the announcement that the Spark token is getting ready to do an airdrop, a snapshot in Q2 of this year, just like they did for XRP in December. But they're going to do it for Litecoin, which is interesting that there's a partnership between the Flare network and Litecoin. I think that's going to be extremely beneficial. And to me, it's just a sign that we shouldn't give up on Litecoin so quickly. Litecoin's at $136. Once again, I'm looking at some of these trend lines here. First of all, I mean, I just like basic support and resistance, and I think that's an important area of support. But if I take that out of there, and first of all, if I just get rid of this one for a second, we can see that all the way back in October, we started basically started creating these lines here. And we were basically within this bullish channel all the way until we got to December 17th, and then we popped above it. And you see what happened when we popped above it? I'm going to kind of zoom in here a little bit. We popped above it, we broke up, came down and retested it, broke up again, and then boom. I mean, all of a sudden we go way up here to $184. That's huge for Litecoin, guys. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of people gave up on Litecoin, said a lot of the developers were giving up on it and walking away from it. So then we had, you know, we're above this bullish column. What are we doing? And so then we start, put that trend line back there. We start building this new kind of bullish continuum, and it looks like we're still respecting this line here. So the difference between Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin again, we started creating this, I turned it green here, but we started creating a new parabolic trend line here, but we broke beneath it. But Litecoin has not broken beneath its parabolic trend line. And so it could be that Litecoin keeps going up. However, if we look down here once again at the RSI, lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action, and bearish MACD. So we're seeing the same thing, even though it's not as pronounced as it is on the Bitcoin chart, but we're seeing the same bearish divergence on the Litecoin chart as we are on the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so to me, that's evidence that we're probably going to break down beneath this channel, at least for a time, and maybe test this trend line again before trying to break out again. So that's just my thought. All right, now let's look at XRP. XRP, you know, I've been saying for some time that as long as we stay above this trend line here, if we look at this on the macro, right now I'm looking at the 4-hour. Let's see if I can find, my goodness, I'm not used to this. This is strange. What I'm doing is I put this on another screen, and so I'm trying to control it on the keypad of one screen. All right, so if we look at this on the daily, actually I'm going to look at this on the weekly so we can really kind of come out and see the macro of what's been going on with XRP. Let's pull all of this together here. So if we look at XRP on the weekly, here's what we see here. We go all the way back here to July of 2019. That's when we started in this progression. Basically, we built this channel, and this channel is moving up. It's a bullish channel, a bullish progression here, and it's going to take us up as long as we stay within it. If you look from a weekly perspective, from a macro perspective, all the SEC lawsuit did was cause us to close a single weekly candle under that line. And the very next week, we had a bullish engulfing candle that took us right back up above it. Let's see if I can go a little bigger there. And even though we're on our second bearish weekly, what did I do? How did I do that? Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. I messed up my, what did I do there? There it is. So even though we're on our second bearish weekly candle, nope, that's not right. It's not where it was. I think that's where it was. I'll have to go back in there and fix that. Sorry, guys. But even though we're on our second bearish weekly candle here, we're still above that line. And as long as we stay above that line, we're going to be bullish. However, in the macro, it's a completely different story. I can click on the arrow on the bar. Control Z. Yeah, I tried Control Z and it wouldn't put it back, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. But if we go into 4-hour here, forgive me, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to get this together. I'm going to figure this stuff out. But if we go into the 4-hour here, just like I was showing you the 4-hour of Bitcoin and Litecoin, the difference is if we look at the RSI here for XRP USD, the RSI is flat, and the price action is flat, and the MACD is flat, which means you look at Bitcoin and it's bearish. You look at Litecoin and it's bearish, but you look at XRP and it's flat. Now, this is crazy to me. This, to me, indicates that right now, XRP is more stable than BTC and LTC. That we're going to see some more downward price action in BTC. We're going to see some more downward price action in LTC. But looking at XRP, we're looking pretty flat. We're looking at pretty stable, which indicates to me that the likelihood is, yes, we'll bounce around. We're not going to just stay completely flat, but I don't think we're going to go back beneath this line. That's just my thought. I could be wrong, of course, but I don't think we're going to go back beneath this line. We may come back down and test this line. We may poke down beneath that line, but I think this line is solid support for us, and I think we're going to stay within this channel. Now, you all know me, like the cryptosphere, what this channel is all about, and what Cryptogenic, thanks Tygo, what Cryptogenic is all about is the whole idea that when we look at the crypto market, XRP is the most undervalued asset on the market. And that's because in terms of BTC, we're at the lowest we've ever gone. So when I look at the XRP BTC chart, look at this. Look at this. This is XRP BTC. Let me get rid of some of these trend lines so that you can just see what I'm talking about here. All right. So just to get rid of that, and I'll get rid of this one too. Look at the RSI. The RSI is bullish. Isn't that interesting? The RSI in BTC, USD, bearish. The RSI in LTC, USD, bearish. The RSI in XRP, USD, flat. The RSI in XRP, BTC, bullish. The MACD is slightly bearish, more flat, but it's in the bullish direction. It's on the bullish side. And the price action is bullish. Look at this. Let's see if we can draw a little trend line here to see how you've got, look at this. In the price action, what do you got? Higher lows. And in the RSI, what do you got? Higher lows. And in the MACD, what do you got? Flat to bullish. Which means that just looking at this chart, trading XRP against BTC is a much safer bet than trading XRP against the USD. And so this in my trading, and also looking at LTC, BTC, it's the same thing. Look at this. Litecoin against Bitcoin instead of against the US dollar. Look at this. RSI, bearish. Bullish. Price action, bullish. And MACD's on the bullish side slightly, it just broke under, but it's still moving in a bullish direction, right? That's pretty crazy, folks. That's pretty, to me, this is like, it's a no-brainer because when you look at LTC, and I'm going to get rid of some of these trend lines. I like to look at support and resistance lines. It's just important to me to see kind of where it's going to go in the short term. But I'm going to pull out and look at this on the weekly. Okay. If I look at LTC on the weekly, what I immediately see is that beside this scam wick right here, there has never been a time in XRP's history when it was this cheap against BTC, where you could buy it or trade it against BTC for this cheap. Never. It's at the very bottom of its market cycle. And remember, this is the definition of what an investor does. An investor looks for things that are at the bottom of their market cycle and buys them. An investor is not interested in buying things that are at the top of its market cycle. An investor looks for stuff that's at the bottom of its market cycle. And against BTC, LTC is at the very bottom of its market cycle, and so is XRP BTC. It's at the very bottom of its market cycle, which we see in this chart that I've shown in every single video I've done. Of course, this channel is only about 22 days now. 3 weeks old. But this is what I've been saying from the very beginning, and I'll say it to the very end. I'm going to say this every day all year long. That, and so let me just tell you what I've been experiencing here. I'm trading right now. My strategy is a combination long-term investing, mid-term trading. 90% long-term investing, actually a little more than 90%, probably 95% long-term investing, 5% mid-term trading. And mid-term trading, that's where I take a hypothesis like this one, and my goal was to make a trade at the very bottom and just wait. And when it doubles, I'll add leverage to that trade. And when it doubles again, not exactly doubles, but basically I'll just keep adding leverage as it grows and grows and grows and grows. So I'm also diversifying that trading strategy by not only trading XRP at the bottom, but also LTC at the bottom, and of all things, EOS. I don't have the EOS chart up here. I could pull it up, but I could show you. Actually, let me pull it up. That's my Twitter channel, by the way. My Twitter, the cryptogenic one. Check that out. All right, let me go in here to Trading View here and open up EOS BTC. Oops, EOS BTC. And we see the same thing. Look at this, it's bullish. Look at that. Look, that's the price action. Now let's look at the RSI. RSI, bullish. Everything else is bearish. But when you look at the coins against BTC, these three especially, they're bullish. So I'm trading those three, XRP, LTC, and EOS, because all three of them are at the very bottom of their market cycle against Bitcoin. I just don't think you can get much lower than where they are. So with that being said, just to kind of recap, I think BTC has probably got a ways to go down. I'm looking at this bearish divergence here. I think it's going to probably have another push down, maybe in the next day or two, maybe sometime next week. I don't think it's going to be a swift fall. I think it's going to be a gradual consolidation that's just slowly moves downward. Maybe over here somewhere in early February, like maybe the end of the first week of February, if it touches this line, somewhere around 24,000 maybe. Maybe I could try to draw what I think it's going to do. Something like that. And then just keep going up, if that makes sense. And it's going to try to reach for a new all-time high. That's what I think. That's what I think. Of course, I could be totally wrong. This is not investment advice. I am not a financial advisor. I've got no financial background. I am an enthusiast. I'm excited about this stuff. I like this stuff. I'm simply telling you what I see. I could be totally wrong. Please do not buy, sell, or hold based on what I say. Do your own research, make your own decisions, use your own adult brain, and we'll go somewhere. But that's what I see. Now, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I got to get going, actually, because it's movie night. We do it every Friday night. Tygo, you said you wouldn't be surprised if BTC hit 25K or even 21K really quick and pumped from those levels. You know, that's actually very, very possible. Like, we could see like a stone drop, you know, a couple candles that all of a sudden just, boom, start falling. And maybe hit 22, 23K and then turn around. It wouldn't be surprising. I personally would be surprised if it went beneath 25. I just don't think there's that kind of juice, but I could be wrong. I mean, if this starts moving more quickly and it comes and touches this, you know, maybe if by, say, January 29th, like in the next 7 days, if it moves quickly, yeah, it could go all the way down here to 23,000. There could just be another wick that just tests this line more quickly than we anticipate. But we'll see, you know. I'm not making any trades on BTC right now because it's just, I mean, I'm just not. I don't want to day trade. I don't like swing trading, you know. I don't like doing these in and out trades where I'm just trying to make a quick buck and get out. So I'm just watching it. Right, a wick retest. Yep, that's good. How are you all doing? Are you guys hanging in there? Is anybody experiencing anxiety about this stuff? I agree with you, Tygo. I'm holding on to my bags too. I don't trade with my bags, and I don't bag with my trades. Oh, man. Yeah. Don't let this stuff rob you of your sleep. You know, the problem with anybody on here new to the space, are you new to the crypto space? This could be really overwhelming for you. I remember jumping into the space and just feeling nervous all the time, waking up in the middle of the night, checking the charts to see where stuff was, scared to death. When I first got into Bitcoin, I bought some and it was $4,200. And 3 days later, I woke up in the morning and it was $3,200. And I freaked out. I lost 25% of my investment overnight. I was just completely freaked out. Started trading like a mofo, trying to make that money back, and just lost more and more and more. And I would make money and it would spike and explode and I'd be all excited. Then I'd make terrible trades and it would just crash and I would lose. And I was just up and down. I mean, I was a wreck. I was a wreck. And what I realized is this market is just so good, Jan. I agree with you. How do you pronounce your name, Jan? Is it Jan or Jan? Rick G. He said, I'm new. No idea. Too new to be nervous. Well, good. See, that's awesome. That's awesome. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Fear not. Trip not. More. Do I think XRP is still a good safe buy? No. Safe? Nah. Safe? Mm-mm. Safe is the wrong word for the crypto space. Would I personally still buy some? Heck yeah. But is it safe? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You ever seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Read the book by C.S. Lewis? When they were talking about Aslan and the kids were asking, he said, Aslan is a lion. And he said, well, is he safe? He said, no, he's not safe. He's a lion, but he's good. And to me, that's what XRP is like right now. It's not safe. You know, there's an SEC lawsuit against it. But I think it's good. I mean, for me, I'm not, number one, I don't give financial advice, so I would never tell you buy it, don't buy it, sell it, don't sell it. I'm just not selling any of mine. Tygo, yes, that's true. I started in 2017, bought BTC at 8,900, and then it went to its all-time high. I started buying more because I was making profits, but did not make any profits. So at that end, I had a crazy loss. I know the feeling. I did all of that. Christopher Pell, I bought XRP just before the SEC lawsuit at 63 cents. I researched more and more and could buy more at 22 cents now. I have an average price of 36 cents. See, that's dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is actually the safest. Oh, is my sound choppy? Pamela says my sound is choppy. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like choppy sound. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. What's YouTube telling me? I got to get used to the settings here. Let's see if this works. I think they want me to lower the bit rate a little bit. Okay, let's try that. Let me know if that's okay. Rick G. Tygo, yeah, learned a lot. I can say the same thing. I started buying in the fall of 2017, and if I knew then what I know now. But Rick G, recommending for you to learn the basics. You're doing it right now. Like, just go watch some YouTube videos, ask some questions from people who've been in the space for a while. But secondly, the main thing you should be focused on is just picking 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 coins that have strong fundamentals that are highly recommended to you by people in the space that you trust, and just buying and holding those coins. Hope that helps. King Moore, how long do I think the SEC thing will take? Honestly, I don't think it's going to take as long as people think. My prediction is that within 6 weeks, there's going to be some sudden good news. Now, of course, I could be totally wrong, but I think we're not going to see more than 6 weeks before there's some amazingly good news and XRP just explodes and everybody who dumped their bags is going to feel stupid. Oh, Tygo, thanks so much, bro. Thanks for following me on Twitter. I appreciate it. Jan. Is it Jan or Jan? Did you already tell me? He said you bought XRP before the pump at 22 cents. And then the SEC lawsuit lost all your gains made till 80 cents and told yourself you'd buy under 30 cents and then doubled your bag at 22 cents again. Good for you, Tygo. You're a gangster for that. You killed that. King Moore, 1973. I was thinking of just buying $500 worth and testing or risk it. Hey, seems like a lot of people push away from it. You know what? Listen to your gut. I mean, you just have to ask yourself, some people have a higher risk tolerance than others. Okay? At the end of the day, if you're willing to lose $500 if this whole thing goes to crap, then risk your $500. It's your money, But if it's going to drive you crazy and keep you up at night and you'd be worried about it, because none of us actually know what's going to happen. I mean, this thing could drop to 11 cents tomorrow. It could drop to 3 cents tomorrow. Who knows? But your level of risk tolerance is really the only thing that matters. And if you're willing to risk that $500, well, you're an adult. You can make a decision. Andrew Wolfenden said, I don't know anyone that up on XRP. Beautiful thing is there's so many YouTube videos out there. People are talking about it all the time. And yeah, so there's a lot of good going out there. Tygo, thanks so much for following me on Twitter. I appreciate that a lot. Just started the Twitter channel. Not much up there, but I'm going to get it going. 22nd of February, yes. I think that's the first hearing. Yeah, Christopher Pell, I totally agree with you. If it drops to 11 cents, I'm going to be buying it like a mofo. King Moore 19 cents. I mean, that would be a dream. If it dropped to 10 cents, I'd buy 100,000 of them tomorrow. That would be a dream. Razif, my man. He said, one of my favorite XRP TA channels. New channel, but rapidly growing. Great content. Support you, sir. Thank you, Razif. Razif is typically first. Quite frequently, you're the first to comment on my channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, brother. That's excellent, Tygo. You got your mom in. I got my mom and dad in too. I got them in. I got them in on the snapshot as well. So they're going to get their free Spark tokens. I agree with you, Blake. I really think it will. Tygo, you're a gangster for that. Look at that. Good son. I really appreciate all of your support, all of you. I've just been so blessed. Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it, this whole thing was planned. I mean, the snapshot on December 12th, like they said, here's your free Spark token. And we were like, wow, why do I deserve this? This is so awesome. I get free Spark token. But in their minds, they already knew, yeah, we're going to crash this whole thing on the 22nd by announcing the SEC lawsuit. So we're going to reimburse you in advance by giving you free Spark tokens. I think Spark tokens are going to be worth a lot more than we think they are. I think we're going to look back at the end of this year when we have a bag full of free Spark tokens and we're going to go, oh yeah, they more than reimbursed us. So I think those of us who are holding our XRP and didn't get shaken out by this thing, I think we're going to be double amazed because XRP is going to explode and then Spark token's going to explode. And it's just going to be, I tell you what, Ryan Lewis, I believe it will. I believe, well, I'm looking at 3 to 9 months. That's my kind of window for XRP. I think between 3 and 9 months, it's not only going to break its all-time high, but I think it can possibly 10x its all-time high. I mean, its previous all-time high was what, $3.40, $3.50, something like that. I'm actually looking for a $29 XRP, and I think it could go a lot higher, but I think a $29 XRP, which basically 100x's it from where it is right now, is what I'm looking for. That's right, Blake. It is a movie. What's the highest I would buy it for? I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it would depend on what I see happening in the space. Like if I would have to look at the market. If it was at $10, let's say, and I looked at the market and there was evidence that it was going to head to $100, well, then it's still going to 10x. I might buy some more. Darius, you said you bought all your XRP after the snapshot. Well, you know what? Don't worry, because you've got another chance coming up with LTC in Q2 of this year. And so LTC, they're going to do a free snapshot. They're going to do a snapshot and a free Spark token giveaway for LTC as well. So you still got a chance to get some free Spark tokens. Don't worry. But as I was saying, yeah, it would depend on what's going on in the market. And if there was evidence, that it was topping out at $10 and it wasn't going to go any higher, I just would have to see. But what I'm when I buy coins, I'm looking for coins with the biggest upside potential. And so I think by the time XRP gets to $3, $4, $5, it's not going to have that kind of upside potential. I mean, even if it 10x's or 20x's, there's typically other coins on the market that are ready to 40 or 50x. And so that's why, right now I'm buying more ADA, I'm buying more Zilliqa, I'm buying more Theta token, BCH. Don't give up. Don't miss BCH. I think BCH is going to be huge. Bitcoin Cash. I think Bitcoin Cash is going to break 5,000 by the end of this year at least. Maybe 8,000, maybe 10,000. Jan, they have not told us what the ratio is for Spark token for the LTC drop. It's got to be more than 1-to-1 though. It's got to be more than 1-to-1. I mean, 1-to-1, it's not going to do anything for nobody. Nobody is going to care about a 1-to-1 Spark token swap. Yeah, I think it's going to be, I hope so too, Ryan. Yeah, I think LTC is going to break $1,000 this year. I think I'm looking for an $1,100 LTC within the next 3 to 6 months. Yeah, XRP was 1-to-1, but I don't think LTC is going to. There's no way, because XRP was, 50 cents at the time, and LTC is like $150. I mean, going into that Q2, LTC could easily be $300, $400. So I don't know how. Yeah, King Moore. The reason I do the altcoins is because their upside potential is so much greater than Bitcoin. I mean, you're talking about something like ADA that I think is going to be $10 by the end of this year. That's 300x. Is that 300x? What's 10x is $3. Wait a minute, 30 cents. 10, that's 30x, not 300x. 30x. So you're talking about something ADA, I think, is going to go 30x by the end of this year. Well, for Bitcoin to go 30x from where it is right now, where is it? What are we looking at with Bitcoin right now? What's 30? That's $1 million Bitcoin. I don't believe in $1 million Bitcoin, honestly. Razif, in terms of right now being a good time to buy LTC, in the macro, yes. In the micro, you see this bearish divergence, which means it's going to go down a little bit more. So, I mean, in the macro, like if it's going to actually break $1,000 like I anticipate it will in the next 3 to 6 months, Yeah, it's a good time to buy it. Who cares if it goes? Just forget. Like for my investments, I don't really care about what it does in the short term. I just buy it, put it in my bag, forget about it, stop looking at it. And if it goes down, even if it drops 30, 40, 50, 60%, like even my XRP bags, they're down. I don't care. Just leave it there because I'm thinking long term. For my trades, I care. But so if to trade LTC, I'm not buying it. But for investing in LTC, yeah. What do I think XRP price will be by the end of the year, Joe? I think XRP price by the end of the year, I'm looking for a $29 XRP. You know, take all of this with a grain of salt, guys. I don't have a crystal ball. It's just my thought. I could be way off. But I'm looking for a 100x XRP. Razif, I don't know if you got my prediction for LTC, but I'm looking for an $1,100 LTC. AD Garcia says, XRP, go back to 24 cents. Yeah, you know, I mean, looking at this, I told you this trend line is where I set my buy order at 22.5 cents. I wish I would have set it up here at 24 cents. So it stopped me out at 26 cents, and then it turned around and came right back to where it was. But that's okay because, you know, that's just my trading. That's not my bags. I'm still holding my bags of XRP. But when I'm talking about trading, I'm not looking at, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in the USD. But the BTC, you know, it's bullish. So I don't even have a stop loss on my XRP BTC because I just don't think it can go much lower. And I've already got like, 25% unrealized profit right now. Yeah, I hope I'm right too, bro. What do I think about NEO? You know, I haven't looked at NEO in about 3 years. NEO was a big thing. Everybody was talking about it. NEO and gas. I was holding it. And I don't remember what happened. I dropped it at some point. I haven't looked at it since 2017. What happened? Video left? Am I gone? Can you hear me? Am I still there? Did it stop? No? Oh, I'm good? Okay, good. You want me to look at the NEO chart? All right, let's look at NEO real quick. Let's see. Want to look at it against USD, or let's look at it against the USD first. All right. 4 hour. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So a couple things I see. Price action is bullish here. And then looking at the RSI, RSI is bullish too. Okay. MACDs are bearish. This is short term. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, I'm going to look at this. So in the short term, it looks pretty bullish. In the micro, kind of the looking at the 4 hour chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, that's daily chart looks very bullish. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's not a trend line. I'm just pointing out the direction of the direction of the price action is moving upward, and the direction of the RSI is also moving upward, which is bullish. And then the MACDs are bullish too. So it's bullish, bullish, bullish. Let's look at it on weekly. Let's go out a little bit more of a macro view of what's going on here. Let me get rid of this stick here. pull this down. So, yeah, you can see this bear market. I mean, the bear market has been incredible. Let's pull this down. Actually, I don't even need to see the RSI here or the MACDs here just to look at the macro. Wow. What I want to see is where it is in relationship to its all-time high. This is NEO, by the way, we're looking at. So I look at, it's pretty slow right now. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with my computer. If you come from the very top of NEO down to where we are right now, it's at the very bottom of its market cycle. So just looking at it, just looking at the technicals actually look good for NEO. I mean, it's down 88.22% from its all-time high. Wait a minute. NEO's all-time high was $200? Are you kidding me? It went that high? That's crazy. And it's down to $23.53. That's crazy. So it's at the bottom of its market cycle. Yeah, you get free gas if you stake it, right? The chart looks great. Jan, honestly, I don't know about the max supply of Spark when they drop LTC holders. I really don't know. I'd have to look into that. Dude, Tygo, thanks for that tip, man, because I haven't looked at NEO in 3 years. The chart looks great. I mean, the technicals look great. I'm going to have to work on this a little bit. Yeah, just buy it and hold it on Binance. I mean, if we go back to our all-time high here, look at this. 718% away from its all-time high. Good night. Wait a minute. So even if you hold NEO on Binance, you get free gas? You don't have to stake it? Get out of here. Are you serious? Do you know what the APR is, or what percentage of gas, what they give you? Yeah, you're right. Like if you go down to the bottom here, what's the bottom? Yeah, it's already, from its bottom, it's already come up almost 500% in your gas wallet. Wow, that's crazy. Wait, there's a question up here. Christopher Pell, do you think it could be possible to retest 17 cents XRP low, in my opinion? Possible? Yes. Probable? No. I mean, anything's possible. It's always possible. It's just not probable in my mind. I just don't think. Alf. So I like Prime XBT. That's where I trade. Yeah, what I'm doing on Prime XBT is I've just put a long on XRP BTC, LTC BTC, and EOS BTC. I think I caught them all three close to the bottom of their range, and I'm just going to wait. My thought is that LTC is going to pop first, and then XRP and EOS at some point. But I think for me, I mean, my biggest hope is on XRP BTC, because I mean, if you look at it, there's a potential 4,478% if it returns just to its all-time high against Bitcoin. I think it's going to far exceed its all-time high against Bitcoin. I think trading it against Bitcoin on Prime XBT, especially with my midterm strategy in which I'm just going to add leverage every, say, 50 to 100%. Yeah, That's what I spend all of my time on my Patreon channel teaching, kind of helping people set that up on Prime XBT. King Moore, 1973. Is that the year you were born? 1973? If they get a second, tell me a good price to buy in XRP. So if you're going to buy XRP USD, well, I mean, as we look at it, there's really only a few. I mean, this is one level of support where we're at right now. So that's one buy-in area. If it breaks beneath that, this level here, and if it breaks beneath that, all the way down here. I personally think it's going to stay above this trend line. It might break down a little bit beneath it, but I don't think we're coming back down here. So, I mean, it might test this trend line over here at about 25 cents. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. APR of gas is 3.04%. That's awesome. King Moore, 25 or 26 cents. Could be. Could be. I mean, in the macro, you know, if you're going to buy it, put it in your bag and forget about it. A friend of mine, he bought a lot, and he bought a lot at like 40 or 50 cents. And he was freaking out for a minute. I was like, dude, go to sleep, wake up in November, and have a party. Just relax. Hey guys, can you do me a favor and like this video real quick? If you like it, that'll help more people. King Moore, it's my pleasure. Are you born in 1973? I was born in 1976. Us Gen Xers, I tell you. What causes the price to explode? People just start buying all at once? Yeah, basically. A bunch of people buying causes it to spike. A bunch of people selling causes it to drop. Really, the market's controlled by the whales. Oh, wow. 1980, 1963. Or 1968. Jan. That's awesome. I love Gen Xers in the mix. We got to stick together. But Darius, the whales really control the market. I mean, the whales, for instance, I remember back in looking at this Bitcoin chart. Let me show you this. Where is this? Is this the macro or the micro? 4 hour. Let's see, back in March 2020. I need a new chart here. But anyway, it was under $10,000. Where am I? What am I doing? But in mid-March, it was under $10,000. And thanks, Tygo. I appreciate that, bro. But I was watching Bitcoin, and it touched $10,000, and I watched this like falling star, this engulfing bearish candle just before my very eyes. It just dropped right in front of my very eyes. And I found out later that there were two whales that each had shorted Bitcoin at $10,000, and they had each shorted 1,000 Bitcoin at $10,000 or 10,000 Bitcoin. It was some like outlandish number of Bitcoin that they shorted, both of them at 10,000. And so it was creeping up from like 9,000, 9,800. And I was watching, I was like, this is perfect. And I was at that time following this MACD method. And just when it broke through the MACD, it touched $10,000, and bam, those shorts went through and it plummeted. And that started the downward spiral that took us all the way down to 3,900 on March 14th or mid-March. And the bulls are the ones that push it up. The bears push it down. And what the whales do is They sell a bunch and then it crashes and then they buy it back cheaper and then it explodes. And then they sell a bunch and then it crashes and then they buy it back cheaper and then it explodes. I mean, that's really what the whales create the waves. All we do is ride them. Tygo, you want me to look at BAT, B-A-T? Let's look at BAT, B-A-T, USD. Basic Attention Token. My brother used to be huge on Basic Attention Token. All right. For sure, Darius. Anytime. All right, I'm going to go into the 4-hour chart on this. Let's see. All right, and then I'm going to add some RSI. I like this RSI plus. And then I'm going to also add the MACD. Whoops. So let's see. Let's see what this tells us. So the MACD is bullish. The RSI looks pretty flat to me. Oh, slightly bullish. The MACD is bullish. Let's see what this looks like on the daily. Maurice. Super chats. Man, I need to figure that out. Great to see what Zill. Yes, let's look at Zilliqa. I love Zilliqa. Zilliqa is in my top 5. Super chats. You just took me into a whole new season. I'm going to have to figure out what that is. All right, so if we're looking at BAT on the daily, it looks bullish. All right. You got upward momentum in the RSI here. This oscillator looks nice and bullish. We got upward momentum in the price action there. And we've got a bullish MACD. So yeah, it looks pretty bullish. Looks pretty good. All right, Zilliqa. I like Zill because it's got the best APR for staking. I mean, have you looked at the staking? I stake it on the Atomic wallet. Actually, I'm staking some on the Moonlit wallet as well. See, I did a video on this. My commentary is still here. Zill could 12 to 15x by the end of the year. That means investing $200 equals $3,000 by the end of the year. And Zill also pays 16% APR for staking, which means that every 4.5 years, as long as that 16% APR endures, you'll double your bag, which is, it's almost like a nice retirement plan. Maurice, Zillit. Oh, nice. Now it's 15%? That's interesting. I looked at my Atomic wallet yesterday. It still says 16. All right, so in the short term, it's a little bit bearish. It looks like there's some downward pressure in the RSI. Well, it looks like a triangle was forming there, but it was breaking out bearish out of that. I mean, bullish from the triangle. I'm seeing something like this. Maybe, well, I think it's yet to be seen if it's going to break out bullish. So something like this. That's what I'm seeing. So the MACD and the RSI are both bearish. But it's trying to break out on the bullish side of this triangle. And if we do a measured move here, from here to here, let's say, then wherever we break out, if we actually do break out bullish here, then we should expect, see if I can get a price label here. See if I can pull it down. So if we are able to break out bullish there, we should expect a 11.5 cent Zilliqa in the short term. William Johnson, yeah, we talked a lot about XRP. Just to give you a synopsis of what we talked about with XRP. On the USD chart, it's flat, but on the BTC chart, it's bullish. So we got higher lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action on the XRP BTC chart. But on the XRP USD chart, the RSI is flat, the MACDs are flat, the price action's flat. What that also means is that I think it's pretty stable. What's the best app to buy? Best app for what? ES. SEA coin. Somebody asked about SEA coin. Let me take a look at it. I haven't looked at that chart in a minute. Guys, I got to go in about 10 minutes. It's movie night. And my wife and daughter are going to be SEA coin. SCU USD. What am I doing wrong here? It was there. I should have just clicked it, right? SEA coin, BTC, US dollar. There we go. SEA coin. MACD is bearish. RSI looks bullish. Whoops. Yeah, we've got the RSI is slightly bullish. And the price action is moving in a bullish direction as well, but the MACD is bearish, so you know, Bitcoin, if Bitcoin corrects more, it'll probably bring it down a bit. At what price did I start buying XRP? 22 cents. And then it exploded up to 80 cents. I was holding from 22 cents. Bought some more at 40 cents. Bought some more at 60 cents. Oh, yes. What's the best app to buy ZIL? Or to buy it or to stake it? So I buy it on Binance, Binance.us. I stake it in the Moonlet wallet, but I'm going to start, I'm actually staking as well on the Atomic wallet. No problem, Doug. I like the Atomic wallet because you can stake a bunch of stuff there. I stake my ADA there, my ZIL there, my ICX there. All right, folks. Well, we've talked about a lot tonight. We're going to do this. I think I'm probably going to do a lot more live streams than I'm going to do regular videos. I'll do a no problem. Yes, no problem, King Moore. My pleasure. But listen, it's a great time. Great time. Evening times, I'll probably come on later in other days. It's just Fridays are hard to come on late because it's movie night with the family. Thanks, Chris. But listen, this is an exciting time in the market. It's super exciting. I don't think we're going to have another opportunity like this. I mean, I think we need to be aware that next year we're not going to be talking about getting the kind of gains that we're going to get this year. And so this is absolutely the time to take advantage of what's going on in the market. So thanks so much for joining me tonight. Appreciated all of your questions. And looking forward to doing this again and again and again. XRP to the moon. About to go on prayer and fasting for XRP to pump. I'm right there with you, Maurice. Let us pray. William, it's my pleasure. Jan, it's my pleasure. Thanks so much. For each and every one of you, appreciate you liking and subscribing to this channel. If you don't mind, check out my trading group at Patreon. A link should be in the description. If not, I'll drop it in the chat right now, actually. Let's see. That's where I really set people up to follow my midterm strategy on Prime XBT if you're interested in that. Thank you all for joining. My prayer for each and every one of you is that you'd sleep in peace every night, wake up in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out. Have a great one.